What's up, everyone? Ever laser cut a memorial piece and realize your calibration was off by hair? Yeah, been there. Welcome back to Warthog Customs, where metal meets mastery. Today we're building a wall art tribute to Max, my in-laws' awesome dog who's now in doggy heaven watching over all of us. From sketch to steel, every cut and contour honors that loyal friend. Along the way, I'll show you how a small calibration tweak between welding and cutting makes all the difference. So hit subscribe, grab your goggles, and let's build this one for Max. So this project started with a picture of Max that you can see over here. After getting that photo, I used AI Make and tried a bunch of the different options. I believe I tried the three: silhouette decor, line art, and photo to paper cut. Out of all those, the silhouette right here was the one that looked the best. In order to see what the other options were, I also used the image object trace function. And what you'll see is the photo's too complex. And while playing with the fuzziness threshold, denoising, and smoothness, I wasn't able to get a satisfactory trace that would work for a metal cutout. From there, my next option is I imported that photo into Vector Magic. In Vector Magic, what you can do is import the picture and it'll go through and vectorize the different elements. So as you can see, if I click on pass here, you can see all these nodes and separate sections. Those tie to different colors. And how I got here was by removing the background. And you can see when I click on each of these sections, a different color pops up. Well, that's part of the tedious process of using this software. But that's how I ended up with that other image in XCS. And that's the one you can see right here. Now, the next issue was that the photo didn't have any pause and it cut off Max's tail. The next thing I did was went to OpenArt and did two different things. The first one was I imported the original photo and used ChatGPT to create a couple prompts for me. And these are the ones that it came up with. And I got a couple images with the Sonoran Desert, but it wasn't quite what my wife was looking for. Until we got to this one. Just Max by himself. Now, just like with the Vector Magic image, we needed to add pause. And I wanted to add a curl to his tail. And the way I did that is within OpenArt, you can use this in-paint function where you click on the image, you highlight the areas that you want to add. Here, type in pause and tail. I'll do the quick and click create, and we'll see what we actually get here. After a little fast forward there, it comes up with 4 options. As you can see, from here I import that image. So now back in XCS, here's that image that I originally did uh, before that demo for you. From here, back to object trace. Comes up with nice, save it. And that's how I ended up with that main image and file that I end up cutting. And I actually used the settings over here on the right hand side that you can look at. And then I actually created a couple standoff tabs that you can see here using the rectangle function. And I just measured the back of the metal art once it got cut out to create these. And you can see the about a ½ inch wide by almost an inch and a quarter long. Mimic those, and I actually scored those to help me score these lines to help me bend them after the fact to be able to mount them on once at the metal fab and project. It started to cut. I noticed that it wasn't cutting as cleanly as it normally does. Now, I had been welding earlier and I didn't do a full calibration, which is what the lesson learned is. I actually did the single light source with a piece of packing tape, and the laser dot looked like it was good enough, but not in the center. And so I started the cut, which you'll see is on the essentially the right half of the cutout. And then I stopped it, went through the full calibration with the red ink, the white pad on there to see where the dot was, and used the screws and the forward and backward to center the laser. And I'll link the YouTube video and highlight some pieces from the xTool article about it. But what you'll notice is the left side, it cut much more cleanly, and that is the right issue. Always, always, always do the full calibration if your single source spot isn't exactly in the center. The other issue I had is that I actually had to replace one of the lens covers. So if you have a good calibration and you're still not getting a good cut, if you didn't do the daily check of the lens cover, which is what is recommended, then definitely check that out and go through and replace that or clean it as necessary. I'll also link that one as well. Thanks for watching Warthog Customs. Hit like, smash subscribe, and keep building with AI lasers and grit.